What a mess. This power steering pump leaking like crazy. So I've got a new one, just came in at AutoZone, and I need to pick it up. But I gotta remove this one first. So we're gonna get that going real quick. And hopefully I can put it all back together the way I'm taking it apart with no issues. This belt looks like it's not quite right. It's getting pulled in one direction. So maybe I need to come forward another washer, right? And then line it up. But we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna get that baby removed and I'll bring you back once I'm pulling it out of there. Okay, this baby's finally loose. I'll be able to take these hoses off and then take it with me when I go check out the new part at AutoZone. We'll see if it's the right one. And you know, anybody that knows anything about working on cars knows they don't always send you the right parts. I already cracked this line loose previously. I should probably buy a new line, but we'll see if that's leaking when I put the new pump on. And I'm thinking about just keeping this pump because it does work. Just got to get this hose clamp off on this side. Let me get a flat tip. This screwdriver looked like it might have been the right one. Yep. Probably should get a new clamp, but probably won't. Jesus. Everything's got to be difficult. But no matter how bad it is, we're gonna figure it out. Because giving up is not part of the game plan here. Okay, that hose wants to come off. Just got to get that a little looser. Come on. Yeah, you know you want it. There we go. And you got this wedged in the fender. Here we go. Got her. Oh, it's leaking a little. Gonna get my drain pan and let that leak into there. Dang, almost tripping over stuff. We'll use this one. Looks like it hasn't seen any liquids in a while. And it's cracked. Great. There we go. Must have been pretty empty. What do you think the odds are that the new one comes with the cap? You know, they're getting cheaper and cheaper every year. What comes with things. Alright, I'm going to take it like that. I'm going to have to make sure that new pulley goes on the same way this one is. Alright, see you at AutoZone. Going to the Tractor Supply, you know, remember from the video. We're gonna get some more bolts, regular bolts. Was able to get the bolts that I needed and a couple of washers as well. These are actually the same, I don't want to lose it down the vent. They're actually the same length if you know, put the shoulder to shoulder. Just the head of that Allen one, you know, is thicker. But we don't need that Allen because we don't need the clearance, right? So we're gonna use these bolts. Got them at the Tractor Supply, you know, from the short. Got this power steering pump. I'm about to go in the AutoZone, but check this rig out. Purple 1-ton. Love it. He didn't even have the load leveling kit, you know, so it looks good. Well guys, I'm back home. The pump that they had at AutoZone was the wrong one. The bolts holes weren't in the same place where my brackets need to bolt up. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna go ahead and get my trailer loaded up on my 1-ton, and I gotta get some gravel, fix my driveway a little bit. So I'll bring you back once I got the parts. It might be tomorrow or the next day, I don't know. Now this is the engine puller kit that I got, and I noticed something funny. You know, you got, this looks like it's the top, you know, you wanna open it, but here it says, you know, open this side up, right? So if I was to open this with the sticker, all these parts would fall out and I'd look like an idiot, right? So I don't know why they would do it like that. Like, obviously people think this is the top. Just funny little thing. All right, I'm gonna try to get this pulley off. First I got to get this nut on this whatever this is, jam nut, off. And I think I measured them at 7/8. Yeah, there we go. That should do it. Nothing to it. We got the torque, right? So that one, that actually seems like it's part of the pulley. All right. Next up, I'll get the puller set up and then I'll bring you back for that then. All right, I got the pulley puller on there. Got the right socket and the right wrench queued up already. So I should, this is just a little thing to hold these pieces together. I should be able to knock this baby off without too much fanfare. I'm gonna put some kind of grease or something on these threads to keep them alive. I use a little bit of this oil. That'll probably be all that's necessary. There you go. Nothing to it but to do it, boys and girls. Well, I gotta wait for my parts to come in at AutoZone now, so there's not much else I can do. See you when I see you. All right, we're back. Got the new power steering pump. Comes with some O-rings. We'll keep those. I checked it, of course, against the old one. You might be wondering why I didn't turn in the core. I might have need of that one in the future, so I did not turn it in. We need to take some parts off of it. Anyway, I need to get the keyway out of the shaft on this one, and then put this bracket kind of in place loosely as well. Let's see. Yeah, I need a little hex for that. Maybe this handy dandy set right here will be the right size. One size too big right there. This is going to be too small. Yep, that's the way she goes, boys. think this one's too big. Yeah. Next. Let's try this one. That's the one. Let's see if I can get you a little bit closer to the action. Anyways, put this in place here. Well, the threads are the same, just a little bit of paint in them, you know, because when they quote unquote rebuilt it, you know, they really, like, you know, spray painted it. Just gonna sink that baby down. Okay, that's done. And this goes over this way. This is how we adjust our belt. Leave that like that for now. And then see, this one had this stud here, and the first one they sent me did not have a stud right here in this location, but this one does. So that's going to work. Now what I have to do is I got to put my bolt in on the other side. This one has a bolt sticking out real far right here. I might have to take that out and put this one in. I don't know if there's going to be any issues of installing that there, but we're going to get our stud and our little bracketry and keep going. All right, we got the bracketry here. And this, I don't know what I was thinking, but this is what was in there, so we're gonna go with that. If I change anything, my alignment might be off worse than how it was when I started. So we're not going to change anything unless we have to. So this goes over this, right? This one's going to be similar on the other side. And that's how that's going to get done. Kind of looks like... Oh no, it's fine. I was going to say, it looks like it should have a washer, but... like I mentioned, I don't want to mess up the alignment on anything. Something like that. Now these bolts, I did get replacements for those. So I gotta find that nut, or a nut. All right, got a nut, some dirty old oily washers. I could put a washer there, but I don't think it's necessary. So in this one, we just, oh, I see, someone put a lock washer on it, right? I must have been trying to be fancy that day. Okay, that works. I installed this wrong. How come you didn't tell me? Like this. That's how it's supposed to be. Then back on the truck, you know, we're gonna have those studs, right? And then they have this bushing to prevent you from smashing the housing, right? This goes through to the block. So I'll bring you back when I got that thing kind of dummied up into position. See you soon. I almost forgot to show you putting the pulley back on. So I got to get this keyway off and install it in the new one. This part right here. They're cheap with the rebuild, so hopefully I don't lose it here in the grass. Yeah, it's coming. I'm gonna pop this baby out over here on the pavement real quick. Show you how it is. See, I pulled it out like that. Didn't want to lose it in the grass here. I never find it again. There we go. See what we were working for? And this is what fits in this slot and keeps the pulley from turning on the shaft, right? In case you didn't know. So what I have to do is put it in there before I put the pulley over the top and before I try to press it down in place. There we go. And I'm gonna give that a little tap with the hammer. Make sure it's seated. And then we'll see if this starts to go over. Yep. Seems like it. This takes a different kind of a way to press it on, I think. But let's see. See what my kit has to offer. Doesn't even screw on. Usually they have threads inside that you thread it and you can push it on. I'm gonna have to figure out the setup. I'll be back. I'm gonna try warming this up and see if it'll slip over, because I can't see any other way. So maybe that's the method for installing this type. It's not entirely pressed on. It's got that keeper nut, right? So maybe it's supposed to just slip on, you know. Keep this up a bit and we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful it's gonna work. I think it will. I got a hammer there just in case it gets halfway on. I just needed to go on enough that I can catch the threads with the nut. My hand's starting to get hot. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, that piece is too hot now. All right, wish me luck. Hey, there we go. There's the nut. We're just gonna lock it down. Got to get the right size wrench for that. Is it this one? Nope. 7/8. Yep, that was the one. Now I remember. And I'll hit that with the all right, get the right socket on the impact wrench. Come on. Damn, that sucker's stuck on there. Everything's got to be a little difficult today. I should say everything's a little difficult on this job because my first trip to AutoZone was fruitless. Get off of there! It won't let go. But I got the key to that right here, I think. Try to do this one-handed. Okay. That's probably tight enough. See what I was telling you about? Everything's a problem today. So we're gonna get through it. Jeez. Okay, does it still rotate free? Yep. No problems. Got that on there before I put the pulley on. So now we can go over to the truck and start working on the assembly. So you got my new bolts. Right, they go through here like this. I got an extra washer for this point, and at the end of this one to push it all out one washer width wider. So hopefully we aren't having any issues. That's not a whole lot to go in there. In case you were wondering, how much thread do you really need to have engaged? The answer to that question is the width of the bolt. That's how much thread you want to have engaged. Minimum. So, a lot of people wonder about that. So now I'm adding an extra washer, so I think I'll just run this other side without a washer. Give me a little bit more on this end, right? That's why I would do that. So, should have got longer bolts, but instead I got the same length bolt as the ones from before. But mistakes were made, right? That's how we ended up here. All right, gonna try to get these hoses attached. Let's see, does that have the little O-ring? Actually, I need to look at that kit. I need to get this bolt out. So this one needs to be attached in here. And do I need an O-ring, or is that just an O-ring that comes with the kit? Because the old one didn't have one and it wasn't leaking. Not from that part anyways. Turns out the O-ring thing actually had a new keyway too, but it's smaller than the old one, so I'm glad I used the old one. It's not as long, right? So it's not going to engage as well. But I don't think this O-ring's really going to do anything. Not this type of fitting, right? just gonna loosely attach it so that we can adjust it once we get the pump more into position. And this one too. I hope you can see. If not, sorry, but it is what it is. Damn. That hose is bad. But do I want to replace it right now? I do not. We don't even know what other problems we're going to run into. Anyhow, let me turn the light on, give you a little better view of what's going on here. Loosen this up some more. New hoses will have to go on the wish list, I guess, for what's next on this thing. There we go. Okay, now we're loosely connected, and I can tighten those once I know exactly where they're going to be, which requires me to get these bolts in. And I did find one longer bolt at my house, so I might try to use that, but I'm going to go with the bolts that I have at the moment. And then we'll see if it looks like I actually need to replace the bolts or not. Because that's just one more thing to cause me struggle here. And we're on the struggle bus, make no mistake about it. There we go. That's gonna be fine, I think. Just chilling out right there. The hose doesn't actually come in contact with the header, which is good. Let's see if it'll sit there while I get my bolts ready. We're gonna do that top bolt first. And it takes all the washers. And I do mean all. And I added that extra one to the stack as well. All right. So this stack goes right there, like so. And this goes, because the bolt's too long, needs a bunch of washers here too. Let me see if I can't change your view so you can see what's happening here. I bet you can see a lot more from there. So we got this big stack of washers we got to get in here, because that's going to make the pulley and everything line up better. Trust me, you just have to believe it. I know my hands are all in the way, but there. Now I gotta get this one through. Come on. Uh-huh. It made it through. However, the bolt is no longer long enough, if you ask me. So that's where I'll use that longer one that I found. And I'll probably have to go to longer bolts on the other stuff as well. Unfortunately, this bolt will definitely make it. I'll probably replace the other bolts off camera on another day. We just want to get this thing going. You ever try to put washers on a bolt one-handed? Stack them up. Come on. Come on. You know you want to be on there. Come on. Don't play these games with me. We're gonna do this, guys. All right. All for the camera, man. All for the camera. There we go. Now we're in there. Now it seems way too long, but damn it, I knocked my other washers down. Actually, it was just one. It just sounded like a lot of washers. All right, let's get this loosely started. Really should bring the ratchet in here, but I don't have the ratchet with me at this moment, and I'd have to go get it. I'm kind of at a crucial moment. All right, that's not gonna fall on the ground now. On to the next thing. The next thing is to get these bad boys on. I think the best way to do it is from below, because I do have to get 3 washers or 4 washers behind it, and that presents its own problems. So I'm going to go down there. Hope you can see me. At least you could see me struggle a little bit, because I know that's what you're here for. Alright, take my washers, go down there and get water dripped on me, you know, good times. I had to grab my safety glasses. Let's see how bad it is to do it from down here. Okay, that one's kind of in place. I think I'm gonna need my wrench. Grab that. Check the GoPro battery. We're sitting on 39%, so this is more like 10%. I'll bring you back once I got it in. Okay, I got it all dummied up into place here. Got the belt tight, got the adjuster pretty tight, and this top bolt pretty good. So we just have to tighten up the bolts that attach the bracket to the bottom down there, and then also these bolts that go through the bracket to the block. So I'm gonna do that. I also got to tighten up these hoses, and then we'll be ready to fire this baby up, you know what I mean? See if it's gonna throw the belt, see if it's going to work properly. You know, we'll get it done. Okay, we got her all installed. Gotta add some power steering fluid. Don't worry, I got another one. You know what annoys me? You got these tops, right? Now, if you try to pour it without breaking this thing off all the way, it's just gonna like catch in the cap and splash all over you. But some genius that knows nothing about mechanics thought they were doing someone a favor
by leaving this last little part attached so you don't lose the lid. That's a freaking epic fail. They obviously never poured anything out of one of these before. Now let me see if I can do it without spilling it everywhere, because I need to check for leaks. That thing holds more than you think, man. It's gonna suck it down because this system is probably empty. See what a knucklehead looking thing that is. I don't want that. I don't need this. I need it to break off cleanly. All right, let's go ahead and fire this baby up. Enough complaining. It's time to get some action. I haven't started this thing in a couple of months, I don't think. Let's see what happens. We got battery power. It was in gear. Let me check for leaks. I suspect that water pump might leak because I got a lock washer up there instead of a regular washer. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. All right, the radiator's completely full. Down below. Once it's leaking here, I'm going to put some pressure on it by cranking on the wheel. It's just working. Crank the wheel back and forth a little bit. It sucked a bit of fluid down, but it's still full, so to speak. Crank on the wheel, see what happens. Man, that's even easier than before. Hey guys and girls, I'm probably going to upload this tonight or Christmas morning. And hey, we're back on the C10. I got power brakes to install still, and this baby's going to be doing pretty good. Then I got to move on to start doing some body work, right? Got to get this cab aligned properly. I think it needs new mounts, and got a bunch of holes to fix. In other news, I'm gonna sell the race car. Sorry, but I got too many projects. I realized I wasn't getting the truck going, which is what I really want to drive. So I'm gonna sell the race car, and I'm either gonna sell the Camaro or the Fiero. I'm gonna take that 305, which was originally from the race car, first featured in the Volkswagen. It's a good running 305. It just needed freeze plugs. So I'm going to put it back in this Camaro. I'm going to pull out the 350 that I put in the Camaro and detune it a little bit. It's got those 11-to-1 compression pistons and 550 lift solid cam. We're going to put a hydraulic cam so later we can use it in that one. This engine's not 100%, but it does run pretty good as long as you don't push it too hard. So I'm gonna probably put like a 480 or so lift hydraulic cam in that motor that's in the Camaro right now, along with just 9-to-1, pistons. I think it's probably only 30 over. Maybe it's only 20 over. I can't remember. But that'll be the backup engine for this truck. So that's what I got to do. I'm going to be moving out of here in 2 years or so. And what I need to do is I need to figure out like what I'm going to take with me, what I got to put in storage. And it costs a lot of money to put 2 vehicles in a storage unit. That's a whole storage unit full. So I'll probably take my truck and my F-150, so my C10 and my F-150, which you can't see, but I drove it today, and put one on the trailer and take it both to where I moved to for work. I'm in the Navy. And that way I'll have 2 vehicles in a trailer, and I can rescue myself if one breaks down, and then I can continue to upgrade this one and the F-150 while I'm on duty in that next place before I can move back to a more home-based mechanic shop. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's what's on the horizon. Like and subscribe, and you'll see it all. Bye.